did. Perfect.
Lovely.
Forgot we have to do hashtags.
Otherwise, how will anybody know how to find us?
Yep. It's not even necessarily finding us. It's finding another thing that is people like more than us that will bring them to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, shall we?
I think we shall.
All right, let's go. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I am Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And we are the hosts of the Jedi Enclave Presents the Now This Is Podcasting Podcast, your weekly podcast about Star Wars, other nerdy things that we enjoy, and I guess a container of potpourri of nerdom and the things that we like. Now, I'm a little concerned about Streamlabs OBS right now.
Why is that?
It's a little jumpy. The video's a little jumpy, and I've noticed when I was playing KOTOR a couple of days ago, it would every once in a while it would freeze frame for a second. So I think...
When's the last time you restarted your computer?
It was fairly recently. It had to have been fairly recently.
Was it within the last day or so?
No. No, I don't restart my computers that often. Anyway,
perhaps you should.
Doesn't matter if it's a little choppy. I'm so sorry. You can let us know in the comments, actually. But as I said, weekly podcast where we talk about Star Wars related things, and other things. Today we're talking about, we got some Star Wars news we're going to talk about. You and I watched a neat new MCU show called Eyes of Wakanda. Mm-hmm. That I actually ended up...
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And then we've got I got a package today from Connecticut. Oh. From a guy that we played that's on Gremlin Squad and GMs our weekly Gungans and Dragons tabletop RPG, chock full of Star Wars toys and memorabilia that we're gonna pull out and look at, and also Star Wars Storytime is making a comeback today after having not done it for
a long time,
for a really long time,
because there was Star Wars and other stuff,
right? So before we do this. And I'm gonna have to figure this out in the.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's just kind of like. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone because the YouTube release of this podcast will be perfect. So if just come and watch it, then that'll be fine. So while you're here, give us a like on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, and then also Blue Sky. And then join us Sunday, 7:30 p.m. for Gungans and Dragons, which I just mentioned is our weekly tabletop RPG adventure. And no one has died in several episodes, which is nice. And then after this, depending on how things shake up, you and I might be playing Knights of the Old Republic 2 for like an hour or so, which I have started... and gotten to like the first Jedi that you find. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to play tonight, and you can make whatever decisions that you want that will undo the ones that I've been making.
Excellent.
So first up, Star Wars Starfighter, which is an upcoming Star Wars film that will...
Allegedly.
Yeah, that will star...
because who knows when Kathleen Kennedy will cancel it.
I think that they're starting filming on this soon. Oh, so I think this is actually happening.
That's exciting.
Yeah, Star Wars Starfighter, which is going to star Ryan Gosling, has added, apparently, a new cast member to the cast in Matt Smith, who you might remember as...
our prince, Daemon Targaryen.
Man in the crime hoodie, which, by the way, before we get into this... I have been really missing Game of Thrones / House of the Dragon lately, and it might be a while before we get season 3. So John and I have been rewatching House of the Dragon. We have not started rewatching Game of Thrones. because when you and I are finished, when we're finished making you watch Battlestar Galactica, that's when we are going to start our Game of Thrones rewatch.
I mean, that's going to take another half a year at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Battlestar still to
yeah.
go.
So Matt Smith is... Why did I bring that up? Oh, yeah, I forgot. House of the Dragon is an amazing show, and I love every moment of it. Even the second season, which is maybe arguably not as great as the first season.
Still good.
Yes, but Matt Smith... So everyone's going to know him from Doctor Who.
Yes.
Right? However, he does play Daemon Targaryen in House of the Dragon.
And it's just a murderous, sassy delight.
And has a crime hoodie.
Yes.
In
which he does most of his murder.
Yeah, every time.
Some of his murder.
Yeah, every time he does something sketchy, he puts on a hoodie and then is like, I'm doing crimes.
And then sometimes he doesn't put on the hoodie and just chops the top of a dude's head off.
Sometimes you got to do the shit you got to do. So this is apparently from Deadline. Says that Matt Smith will join the film as a villain role. Mm-hmm. And so there's something really... There's a little bit of deja vu with this news, because some of you might remember that it was heavily rumored that Matt Smith was joining the cast of The Rise of Skywalker before we knew what The Rise of Skywalker, before we knew that was the name of it.
Yeah.
As a villain role, and that never materialized. That doesn't mean that this isn't true. It just kind of like reminds me of that a little bit, and it very well could have been that he had scenes that never made it to the final shooting script, and then they're like, oh, but he's really good, so like maybe we bring him back for something else.
File him in the Rolodex.
Right. Yeah. So he's going to be starring as a villain against Ryan Gosling's hero and Mia Goth, and then. Yeah, I think this would be pretty cool because I like him a whole bunch, and he makes a fucking great bad guy, especially if you're trying to make a bad guy who is actually kind of sympathetic, and sometimes privately you root for him, because that's exactly what happens in House of the Dragon. So
he's also British, so he doesn't have to fake any accent to be a bad guy.
Right, which means his British accent will be great, but also his American accent will be better than our accents, because for some reason British people can do American accents really well. Right. So this next one comes from Superhero Hype. Take that with a grain of salt, by the way. We'd be remiss not to mention that just because something is a rumor does not mean it's true, and you should use your skeptical thinking. But a recent article has been talking about some industry speculation about the New Jedi Order movie. I think it's, what was it, Obey Chinoy's film. About whether or not it's moving forward or stalled, because it looks like some of the news is like all over the place. So we know that the director is still attached and Daisy Ridley is still attached. However, we haven't gotten an update on the script yet. They've had 2 writers that have departed, and as we know, Lucasfilm loves to, as you just recently said, announce shit. And then immediately cancel it. So,
the bigger part of the rumor that I think you kind of skated over was that.
Well, how do you know I didn't just leave it for you?
Oh, that's always possible, I guess. You are considerate in that way. The other part of this rumor
Best friend
is
you've
that
ever had.
The intention is to make a new Jedi Order era of Lucasfilm things, shows and movies and stuff, and have it all build to this big event. And
that sounds...
This concerns me because it sounds very MCU-ish.
Yeah, it does.
And it runs the very real risk of running into the same MCU fatigue that led to basically...
The MCU.
The MCU.
Yeah. It also sounds a bunch like what Dave Filoni's film was supposed to be, where they tie up all the plot lines and shit. For Mando and
Ahsoka,
some other stuff, yeah. So, I saw that maybe the first film would have to do with Rey, and then the second film would be something else, something else entirely unrelated, or like tangentially related. So I don't know. It's some of this shit's a mess. Speaking of Star Wars projects that are a mess, Taika Waititi's film apparently is happening.
I've never been more excited.
And this is a big surprise. because ever since so basically what happened is
they announced this thing. Taika Waititi did some press event where he's like, yeah, I'm writing on it in my spare time. Sometimes I'll take a bong hit and just write down 3 words of the script and stuff like that. I don't think he ever actually mentioned taking bong hits.
Probably not, but you know what? Wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. So like to say that progress on this film, at least that we know of, has been glacial would be an insult to glaciers.
Well, also remember Kathleen Kennedy did this really passive-aggressive thing at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah, Taika's gonna do Taika.
Yeah, they're like, so is Taika Waititi's movie happening? And she's like, I'll tell you what, all of you guys here and Taika Waititi, if he's watching, when he turns in the script, we'll do the movie. And so like he clearly hadn't turned in a script. However, okay, so all this shit aside, it has received a working title, which they generally don't do for films that have stalled. That usually means that it's kind of at least moving forward a little bit in the production process.
That's good.
Yeah, and this one called Cosmic Doom apparently is the working title for this, and also apparently from this article, Starfighter, the one we just talked about, is titled Kyber Mist is the working title, which sounds not real to me as a working title, because if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't working titles supposed to be like entirely unrelated so that the production company doesn't get charged at the wazoo by contractors when they see that they're working on a Star Wars movie?
That was my understanding.
Yeah, so like what was it, Return of the Jedi's working title was or was it A New Hope, Blue Harvest?
Something like that, yeah. I think that was A New Hope.
Yeah. Cosmic Doom could make sense, but Kyber Mist as a working title seems a little sketchy to me, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm really excited about Taika Waititi doing a movie. I like his style and everything, and I think that working on Star Wars would be really good for him, but I also kind of wish they'd stop edging us with this and just say whether or not for sure it's happening.
Just shit or get off the pot.
Yes, please. So this has been an interesting time in the video game industry to shit on Star Wars. Do you remember? It was like a couple weeks ago we were talking about how EA, right? Mm-hmm. We're like, well, actually, the reason we had to cancel Star Wars Outlaws is because Star Wars sucks.
That was Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft.
You're saying we wanted to do a sequel. Yeah. But Star Wars sucks, so now we're not going.
Yeah, it's all Star Wars' fault. It's not because we made a bad game.
We ourselves are beyond reproach.
Yes. Ubisoft.
Star Wars though, fuck that shit.
Ubisoft, famed industry company of great repute. Mm-hmm.
It certainly never made a mediocre or bad game.
Yeah. So you might also remember that there was a game a while back called Star Wars Hunters.
Yes.
So Zynga, the makers of that game, kind of did something similar, where they were like, well, actually, we had to shut down the game because of like the licensing problems and this and this and this, when really it was just a shitty game that no one wanted to play. I don't think that there was much of a market for it in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, they were several years too late to cash in on on Overwatch.
Yeah.
And, pulling players from that. And also it was a mobile game, which is always going to be a little bit weird.
Which I'm never going to play, by the way, because I just don't care about mobile games that much, and they're usually kind of...
They can be predatory, yes.
Yeah, well, most of them are predatory, and I don't need to spend, out of 100 hours playing a game, I don't need to spend 90 hours just grinding to get one item in the game or something. So I don't know. I know one guy that played Star Wars Hunters, and he liked it. He's also kind of an idiot. So.
Take that how you will.
Yeah. All right. So, you know what we get to do? We have not done in quite a while here.
Do we get to play the theme song?
Yes. Give me a second, because that's just...
You gotta dust it off. Many boffins died to bring us this theme song.
Oh man, I don't know what is wrong with my PC right now, but Okay, we're doing this. All right. welcome to. Okay, we ordinarily, not recently, but we do a segment called Star Wars Storytime.
Yes.
We have not been able to do it in a while because we've had a lot of shit to watch and comment on, because so many people are interested in our opinions and our wisdom on.
We
on
have the
projects.
best opinions.
Yeah. So we have a week here where we have enough time on the show to do it. And basically, if you've never seen Star Wars Storytime, I read a comic book for the week. You don't, and then I just tell you what happens. And then when you see this on YouTube, special thanks to our friend at Star Wars Comics Story. So you'll see some like the images from the comic you can see in the video. And if you're interested in reading Star Wars comics basically for free, go over to his YouTube channel and check it out.
Just please do not report him to the cops.
Don't tell Kathleen Kennedy. She got real mad.
Yeah.
This week we're doing, and I'm really excited about this because I've been wanting to do this Star Wars run for a while, because a while ago we did The Rise of Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Yeah. Which was this really cool story about
the rise of Kylo Ren.
Basically the hours after the destruction of Luke's Jedi Temple and everything, and then
Uncle Luke's Jedi camp.
Right, and then how everything just kind of spun out of control, and he accidentally killed some fellow Jedi students. And
as you do.
Yes. So we are delving into this week the Legacy of Vader, Reign of Kylo Ren, number 1, which is a continuation of that story, also written by Charles Soule, who is kind of like the Star Wars comic book writer extraordinaire, who's written some really great things in the Star Wars comic book world.
He's good at what he does.
Yes, and I very much enjoy his writing, and he also was the Star Wars writer that kind of dropped the bomb on us that the reason Snoke was so fucked up was because Luke whooped his ass. And for that alone, I'm like, Charles Soule, fucking thank you for that. All right, so I want to put your mind in the right spot.
Okay.
I'm going to butter you up a little bit, okay? Get you in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the very end of The Last Jedi.
Okay.
All right. Kylo Ren says, I want every gun to fire on that man.
Yes.
He has a sword fight with Luke Skywalker.
Sword fight.
You hear a see you around, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Disappears. Wasn't there the whole time. The Resistance escapes.
What's left of it?
Yes. Luke Skywalker dies
Mm-hmm.
of force of exhaustion. Love it or not, I don't give a fuck. We're not here to comment on whether or not you like the end of Last Jedi, because I do not care. And then Kylo realizes he got fucking played by Luke Skywalker, and then stomps away because he's a petulant child.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So Kylo returns from the Battle of Crate as the new supreme leader of the First Order, and Hux is there in the landing bay to meet him, and they've got a full military display and everything. They got everyone lined up and shit, and Hux is sitting up at the front of the room with a big Nazi First Order flag behind him and shit. And Kylo just fucking walks in, drama queen that he is, with a couple of boxes floating behind him. Okay. And so he walks up the rank, of stormtroopers and everything, and he gets up to the front, and Hux is like, "So, do you want me to introduce you? I've got some stand-up material I've been working on. It's mostly about how I murdered my dad." And he's like, "No, that's fine. I got this." So he pushes Hux out of the way. He drops the boxes, which I think he was just floating with the Force.
Yes.
And he opens the lids, and he uses the Force to lift the contents for all to see, which is the separated body parts of Supreme Leader Snoke, who he's just floating around like a marionette puppet, right? And he's using a Snoke voice. He's like, "Hey guys, Rey killed me. Now Kylo's your boss." And his mask is really cool. You should ask him about his really cool mask.
He's definitely not a child.
Yeah. And then he chucks Snoke's body out of the landing bay force field into space, right? And then he turns to all the stormtroopers and he's like,
"Fuck that guy."
Yeah. He's like, "Any questions?" And the stormtroopers like look at each other and they shrug and then they give him a Roman salute, which we all know is something else.
Yes.
So later on, while alone, which by the way, we're only doing one issue today because we're like kind of pressed for time. Yeah. So this one will be a little bit shorter. Ordinarily I do 2 of these, but so later on, while alone, Kylo is haunted by some of his more recent memories. The first of which is Luke doing the see around kid, and then Rey giving him that like disgusted look when they do their last Force FaceTime, like when she's getting on the Falcon and she looks over and she's like, ugh. That fucking guy. And then him murdering his father, and then a vision of his mother and everything. And he's having a lot of trouble living with what he's done.
Understandable.
Yes.
He's done some shitty things.
Right. And he like keeps willing himself. He's like, let the past die. Let the past die. But like, it doesn't seem to be giving him any comfort. It's just not like doing anything for him.
Again, that's how the dark side works.
Yeah. So his emotions boil over and he fucking ignites his lightsaber and he picks up the phone. And he's like, send Hux in here. So by the time that Hux shows up, Kylo has calmed down a little bit, right? He's because there for a second.
I'm assuming all the furniture in the room is in pieces.
No, somehow not. What? And I know. And like, here's the thing. I think he was going to call Hux in there just to fucking murder him just because he needed something to do. And there's so much sexual tension between the two of them. Like, something has to break.
God bless Charles' soul.
Also, do you remember how we created the hashtag way back when called Huxlo Ren? Because I remember. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I didn't think we created it. I thought... No,
we created it. That was an invention all of our own. There totally wasn't a ton of fan arts.
Certainly not.
Of General Hux and Kylo Ren together. So by the time that Hux has come into the room, Kylo's like taking calming breaths and he's like trying to calm himself down and shit. And Hux is like, hi. Like, you're looking very dark and broody today, Supreme Leader. And Kylo's like, Hux, you're a trusted advisor. And Hux, with tears in his eyes, is like, I am?
Some people trust me,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Just that little bit of affirmation from him. He's like, oh my gosh. So Kylo's like, yes. Okay, now, Snoke and I were great friends, as you well know. But he didn't fill me in on all of his military plans before Rey, murdered him with a lightsaber. So what did he tell you about our military plans? And Hux is like, Kylo, listen to me. Fuck Snoke. He's dead. This is your military now. Fulfill the dream of our forebears and rebuild the Empire. And Kylo's like, I'm going to stop you right there. Hold on. Our forebears, my forebears shaped the galaxy. Your forebears were servants. We are not the same. And Hux is like, yes, Daddy. And then Kylo's like, what? He's like, don't worry about it. Yes, Supreme Leader. And Kylo's like, okay, give me a sit rep. Like, where do we stand? And he's like, okay, well, we have a fleet of Star Destroyers and other ships, like support ships and shit.
That's good.
Yep. We have a shit ton of stormtroopers in the fleet.
That's good.
We also have strategically placed garrisons around the galaxy. We're also flush with provisions and treasures to buy whatever the fuck we want. And Kyle's like, damn, okay, so like we're doing pretty well.
In good shape, yeah.
And Hux is like, okay, well, hold on, I wasn't finished. Losing Starkiller Base like really boinked us. So we don't have a shipyard. Also, someone flew a ship straight through the Supremacy at light speed. So, like, that's ruined, and it also took out a big portion of like our immediate fleet. Like,
definitely
in the area.
Can't fix that because no shipyard.
Exactly.
Okay, that's bad.
Yes. So Hux starts to think to himself. He's like, but since we destroyed the Hosnian system, the galaxy is in disarray. It would be really easy for us to claim a system for our own and like kind of build out from there. And Kylo's like, all right, slow your roll, baby boy. I didn't give you orders to do any of that shit. And Hux is like, yes, Daddy. And Kylo's like, okay, this is the new plan. Build me a throne. And he's like, oh, this took a weird right turn into something else. But I mean, okay.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Like, what do you want it made out of? Should it be like super brutalist or elegant. He's like, oh, maybe we'll jazz it up with like some cute little dead Snokes or something. And Kylo's like, you pick, but you better
just make it happen.
Yes, but it better be right the first time. And like Kylo storms out and Hux like fans his face. He's like, oh, that man, Jesus.
Oh Lord.
So Kylo goes to his room where his Vader helmet is, right? And he plops down in his chair and he starts talking to it. And he's like, my God, how did you do it? Dealing with all of these fucking weaklings. Like, there's no way that this was enough for you. And I really thought that I wanted your path. Like, I thought I was your legacy, but now I'm starting to think that maybe I'm not you at all. I'm not Luke. Like, I'm just totally my own person. And like I told Rey to let the past die, and I totally did that. But why am I not free from all this terrible emotional pain that I definitely need therapy for? And the Vader helmet just stares back at him, you know? And he's like, right, I have to kill more.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start with you.
For sure.
Yes. And then the helmet just looks back at him like, okay.
But
so
what do you want me to do? I'm a helmet.
Right. Literally an inanimate object, kid. Get out of here. So Kylo gets into his fighter and he goes to Mustafar. And he lands and he makes his way up to Vader's now abandoned castle, right? And a mysterious figure is watching him out the window.
Oh.
And he's like, ooh, a visitor. Let's make him welcome. And on cue, several figures with masks and bows and arrows that more or less match so in the beginning moments of Rise of Skywalker, Kylo kind of carves his way through Mustafar. It's those guys,
okay.
Right? So they immediately start like firing bows and arrows at him, which is not the best way to fight a man with a lightsaber.
No.
And so Ren is like, first he's like stopping arrows with the Force, and
like, hey,
he's
quit.
like, stop that. And then he's like, you know what? This will just be faster if I kill everyone with my lightsaber.
And also, that's kind of what I came here to do anyway.
Right.
So let's get to it.
Yes, I'm here to be mad at no one and somehow everyone simultaneously. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I will kill lots of people. So the warriors keep trying, but they're obviously pretty helpless. And the whole time he's like, do you guys like not know who the fuck I am? And the warriors are like, let me guess. Dressed in all black, trying to break into Vader's castle, some fucking depressed Sith wannabe. And he's like, that's like, there's no reason to be hurtful. God damn it. But no, I'm Kylo. I killed fucking Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and he starts cutting his way through like the remaining warriors. And
like, who's that? We've been stuck on Mustafar our whole lives.
Yeah, this place also is a shithole. Like, we have other problems in whatever your fucking exploits are. So the mysterious figure in the window is like, okay, this is getting pretty fascinating. Maybe this kid's got something. So Kylo kills the final warrior with a good old like neck snap. And he gets to the door of the castle, and he notices that one of the warriors like drew some blood on him with a spear, like he got poked with a spear. And like a drop of blood splashes on the ground, and the giant doors open.
Oh, that's convenient.
It was. And a voice calls out, and he's like, I offer you welcome, wannabe Sith. This is a moment I've long awaited. And from the shadows crawls this mechanical spider with a head in a jar. And
so not the Eye of Wakanda.
No, which I thought that's where they're going with this, and I think I haven't read the rest of the run yet. I imagine they probably will go there at some point.
Is it one of the weird monk things that lived in Jabba's palace?
That is what it is. It's the person's head in it that is the big surprise, which is so we just recently did our Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story watch along, right?
Yes.
And when Director Krennic goes to Mustafar to tell on Tarkin, Vader's got that attendant with like the hood and shit that like runs in. He's like, Master, Krennic's here, and he's like, okay, get the fuck out. It's that guy, but he doesn't have a body. It's just his like fucking floaty head.
Okay.
So something happened to him.
He's on Futurama mode.
Yeah, exactly. And I imagine like Vader just kept getting more and more upset at him and cutting limbs off. And then just put him into a jar. Like by the time
you're a spider now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So it's that guy. And his name's Van A, with an accent over one of these. Okay. So Kylo's like, "Oh, you are literally just a floating head in a jar. What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're kind of going for maximum creep factor around here at Vader's castle. That's my bad. So, what's your name? And he's like, I'm Kylo Ren, Vader's grandson. Like,
Yeah.
have you heard of him? Do you know him? He's like, yes, I've heard of Vader.
Yes.
And he's like, well, speaking of Vader, I served him until that terrorist, Luke Skywalker, murdered him. And now I will serve you. And Kylo shrugs, and he's like, it would serve me for you to die right now. Because as I mentioned earlier, I am mad at no one and everyone simultaneously for no reason and every reason ever. And he's like, you really are a lot like Vader, actually. But real quick, before you kill me, like, why do you want to kill me? And he's like, I don't know, man. I've been doing this like kill the past motif lately, and you're the past. And
you're convenient.
Yeah, Vader's the past. I mean, you get it, right? And Van is like, you dumb motherfucker. Vader's power was his past. And he like turns, for a good visual aid, he turns on a hologram of Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Vader never allowed himself to forget literally anything. The man held a grudge like you would not fucking believe. His pain and rage, like all that shit, just fueled him. Like from the past, his dead fucking wife, his dead mom, dead Qui-Gon, all this other shit, that just fueled him. And Kylo's like, let me guess. You can tell me how he did it, and then you can teach me how to turn the past into power.
Yes. Here's what you do. First, you have a beloved mentor figure who dies tragically. Then you have a secret wife who you're not allowed to be married to.
He's like, Rey, yes.
And then, like, you secretly get married, and then you kind of accidentally kill her in a fit of dark side fueled rage.
Yeah.
And then you get 3 of your limbs chopped off and get sealed in a mechanical suit.
Yeah.
And then you have a real asshole of a boss who constantly tortures you physically and psychologically for decades. And that's how you become Darth Vader.
Just like everyone else, kid. You got to do it the way everyone else does it.
No shortcuts.
And but he's like, yeah, I can teach you how to do that. And so Kylo turns his saber off and says, all right, well, fucking get on with it. That's the end of issue number 1.
So it's going places.
Yeah. Next, we'll get into like a bigger chunk of them next time. I want to get real quick. So you and I watched a new
Eyes of
MCU.
Wakanda.
Yeah, a new ICU show called ICU. A new MCU show called The Eyes of Wakanda, which is a 4-episode. What is it, like mini series?
Mini anthology series, which they just kind of shoveled out and dropped all 4 at once.
Yeah,
which is just kind of how they're doing things now at Marvel, I guess.
Yeah, and we're gonna spoil it. So I've read really like the Rotten Tomatoes score for this show is really good. And I also enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, especially for a show I didn't know existed until after it dropped on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they did not really advertise this.
Yeah, at least not to us. I found the animation style kind of interesting.
It kind of reminded me of Clone Wars, although it might just be a consequence of it also being a slightly cartoonishly proportioned 3D animated show.
Yeah, I guess like with the faces being kind of like I
like the bodies being a little bit not true to life, I guess.
Yeah. And the premise is, and we'll get into spoilers. The premise generally is, in Wakanda, they have this like special branch of agents.
So the nation as a whole is extremely isolationist, but they recognize that sometimes either vibranium gets out and they got to get it back, or else people will start asking questions about it. Or they just generally have interests that could be served by, sending out some super agents to do some punching and stabbing.
Yes. And generally these agents are kind of they kind of march to the beat of their own drum, and they
kind of do their own thing.
Yeah.
They're loose cannons. They're rebels without a cause.
They're Wakandan James Bonds,
yes,
more or less. And that's basically what it is. And in the first episode, the character
Noni,
goes after a pirate king, pretty much.
The Lion.
Yeah, who
is a renegade Wakandan who is
he's trying to make his own like utopia.
Yeah.
By forcing people to hang out with him, pretty much.
Yeah. And taking women and forcibly adding them to his harem.
and as long as they smile, which I
Yep.
thought was probably an allegory for something
Oh,
else.
it's pointed commentary,
Yeah.
to be sure.
Also, this is a good point to mention. This isn't necessarily like a hyper sterilized show for kids when it comes to violence.
No, there is definitely some blood and people getting stabbed.
Yeah.
and
Like, I thought the action was like kind of cool and everything. So basically, they've got this Wakandan girl Noni who is, she got kicked out of the Dora Milaje, and which is you might remember. I know you remember, but for anyone else, the like the bodyguard troop for the prince or the king, and
she got kicked out because she's too individualist.
right. She's she's a rebel, and so they send her on this mission. Because we've got this rogue Wakandan who's making his own utopia and has a bunch of
Vibranium and shit.
and tech and shit, yeah.
We need to bring him back, and you get all that vibranium back here.
Yes. So she goes out to find him, and
He's attacking, I think, Crete or some other Greek island.
or yeah, something, I don't know. But she like
She like intentionally gets captured and stows away and goes back to their home port. And
well they've got like this like floating fleet, right, where it's like just a bunch of their ships together, which I thought was also really cool. And she basically just fights her way from point of entry to Wakandan dude on his giant ship with the giant lion.
he's like, join me and we can rule the world together.
Yeah.
And she's like, actually,
nah, bro.
like you do a lot of slavery, and that's not really cool, so I'm gonna punch you now. And he's like, your loss.
Thing about this though, would all these women be smiling if they weren't having a good time? And she's like, well, if you threatened to kill them if they didn't smile, yes, they would be doing that. The thing is, I found this one villain a little what's the word I'm looking for? He isn't so mustache twirly.
Yeah.
Like the weird group of females that always have to smile. Like that's obviously.
Yeah.
But
also, he has a bunch of blacksmiths who just constantly turn out chains
yeah,
all day.
yeah. Don't take me the wrong way. He's a bad dude, right?
Yes.
But like he also, is like, well, everyone's gonna get fucking fed, and everyone's gonna have somewhere to sleep. And
The trains will run on time.
Yes.
Damn it! Trains won't be invented for like 3,000 years, but they'll run on time.
Yes. So she catches up with them. They have a pretty neat fight in his like little throne room, and he, instead of being captured and brought in, he's like, fuck it, I think I'll just die.
Triggers the self-destruct.
Yeah.
And Noni has to escape.
Yeah. And then remind me, in this one, does she recover the artifact she's after? It just sinks into the.
Yes. So her mission was to bring him and the artifacts back. She succeeds at neither, but the Dora Milaje are like, you know what? You did good. You did the best with what you got. So you want to join the Dora Milaje? And she's like, actually, not really. And they're like, okay, counteroffer. How about you become a war dog and spend the rest of your life doing what you just did? And she's like, you know what?
Yes,
I'm on board with that.
I would love that. Yeah. And okay, so the second episode, I think between the second and the fourth episode were probably my favorite. So the second episode happens in like,
within like 20 to 50 years.
Right. We follow another Wakandan dude and Achilles.
Yes.
From Greek fame.
So it's the Iliad.
Right. It's exactly
Odysseus
that, yeah.
and Achilles go off to Troy to kill him and get the one woman back, and there's the Trojan horse and all that.
Yeah, all that shit. Just like you remember, except apparently there was a Wakandan dude with them the whole time.
Wakandan dude doesn't even use a sword or anything, just punches the shit out of people.
He's just a giant man.
He's big.
Yeah. So he is there for an ulterior motive, which is that in Troy there is a vibranium artifact that he is supposed to go and grab. But along the way,
he's become besties with Achilles.
Yeah. They have a pretty intense bromance happening. And they suffer defeat at the beginning of the episode. And they have to stop and rethink, so they come up with the whole Trojan horse
and like
idea.
This one jerk Greek is like, oh, well, maybe the Wakandan guy, maybe he's a Trojan plant. He's trying to bring us down from the inside. And Achilles is like, don't be a fucking dumbass. Yeah. Like, he's killed more Trojans than you have.
Right. Also, you don't know what Wakandans are, so
yes.
Shut the fuck up, George. You have no idea what you're talking about. So they build the Trojan horse. They get everyone in there. The Troy falls, but Achilles realizes that.
So Wakandan guy leaves Achilles in the middle of a fight to go grab the artifact.
Yeah, because they always have each other's back and
Yes.
shit. Yeah.
And lets Helen and Priam, Patroclus, whatever his name is, escape. And Achilles sees this, and he's like, "You fucking traitor!
You
Like,
motherfucker!
you left me to die, and
Yeah.
then you let our greatest enemies escape, and you're all doing this for some little bit of metal. Like, what the fuck, man?"
Yeah. He's like, what? To be fair, it's really good metal.
Yeah, like
you can't understand how good it is.
yeah, like also I'm completely done here, so like I'm just gonna go now. Great meeting you. Enjoy your peace and quiet now that the war's over. Bye. And Achilles is like, "Oh no.
Nope.
We are not done."
You're not gonna break up with me that easily, motherfucker.
And they fight.
Yep.
And the Okana guy does the cut Achilles by the heel thing and says,
Creates
"Okay,
the legend.
yeah, okay, are we good now? Are we done?" And Achilles is like, "No, fuck you." And Quantum guy's like, "Okay, if you say so," and finishes him off, and it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is kind of sad. I felt kind of bad for him. I thought they should have kissed.
Yeah.
That would have been great. The third episode is
China.
Oh yeah, they someone breaks into Wakanda.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen that often.
No, their entire society is constructed to make sure that does not happen.
Yeah, like they like there's a moment in this episode where they're like, intruder alert, and they're like,
I think
how is that even possible? But yeah, a woman from China.
So they have this war dog who went off to China. He is supposed to steal this piece of vibranium that's like the tongue of a dragon statue, but he can't get
He's
it
a
out. So he
dumbass.
just takes the whole
he's
fucking
just a
head.
giant
Yes.
idiot. Yeah. So
Yes.
like he looks at this thing, he's like, oh, I guess I'll just take this entire fucking statue
Yeah.
instead of trying to
Smuggle it under
yeah.
my cloak while I run back to my
Right.
flying ship.
At some point, I think it's hinted at in the episode, strikes up a romance.
Yes.
Oh,
they were fucking.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The first scene is him getting up from bed.
Oh no,
with
you're
this
right.
woman.
You're right. Yeah. Also, I was about to say no one fights the way they fight without having
No.
sex first. But yeah, so he steals the statue. He gets on his airship and goes back to Wakanda.
Mm-hmm. And he reports in. He's like, "Hey, I got the vibranium. Everything's done.
Yeah.
I'm great. Send me out on the next mission."
Yes.
And while they're doing this, there is a disturbance in the force and also the hangar, and they're like, "Okay, we need to go figure out who that intruder is. That the right word? Like, am I using the word intruder correctly?
Yeah.
Yes, we need to find out who they are and
Yes.
what they're doing." And people who are familiar with Marvel probably recognize the headgear that this intruder is wearing, because it is like the Iron Fist mask.
Oh, okay. The headgear I didn't realize, but the glowing fist kind of
Yes.
gave it away for
Yeah.
me, at least. Yeah.
So our guy catches up with the Iron Fist, and they fight, and he realizes, "Hey, wait a minute. You're that woman I totally boinked." And she's like, "Yes, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Now where the fuck's the dragon statue?" And he's like, no, like, it's really important. Like, we needed that. Also, you definitely should not go to the orange sector, because that's where we're keeping it, okay? Yeah. Do not go to the orange sector. And she looks around and says, "Hey, is that train going to the orange sector?" He's like, "No." She's like,
Why
"Okay,
is it colored?
bye."
Why is it colored orange then?
She's like, "Okay, bye." Jumps on the train,
Yep.
and
This dude really is just an idiot.
yeah,
generally.
he's very bad at his job.
Along the way, there's a guy he's kind of working with, like another Wakandan. They're trying to keep the whole thing
His
under
boss.
wraps and shit.
Yeah.
So they get to the vault with all the Wakandan shit, all the vibranium, the artifacts, I guess. Yeah. And they have another fight, and he's able to kind of like glue her to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, however, glowy fists. Yeah, and then is able to get down. She's like, "Oh, and I'm the Iron Fist." And he's like, "Well, that fucking figures." And so they have this whole fight, and in the end, basically, she gets over to the artifact.
She's
and
like, "Wait a minute, you just needed the tongue?"
Yeah.
Like, just pulls it out. Here.
pulls it off
Like,
and tosses it.
You
to
just
him.
had to ask, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the statue is what's important. We don't give a shit about the tongue.
Yeah, and in the background, his buddy's like, "Motherfucker, this guy!" Oh my god. And so she takes it back home, and everyone lives happily ever after. And then the fourth episode, which is also, I don't know, the second or the fourth
I like
is
it a
my
lot.
favorite. Yeah, is Wakanda's third son, who is the third
son of the king.
Of the king, right? Who is not in the line of royal succession or anything.
Not directly, anyway.
Right.
So he decides, hey, I'm going to go be a war dog and build my name and become a legendary figure in my own right so that history doesn't forget about me.
Like, a lot of really terrible shit would have to happen for him to become king, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, he wants to build his legend, and he wants to, he doesn't want to be a forgotten footnote in Wakandan history. And
so he's working with this, established super war dog, and his mentor is like, okay, so we need to go in there into this active war zone and retrieve this artifact, but we're going to be very stealthy and quiet about it. And the prince is like, got it.
Yep. Like, I can do both of those things.
It's like, what the we weren't going to go in there because it's an active fucking war zone.
To his credit, he does get in there really easily and is very quiet and comes back with the hammer before the guy even realizes he was gone. And yes, I know he's mad about the risk that he took, but also I think he's a little mad that he did it so easily. He's like, God damn it.
So they're going home, and the kid is like, hey, dude, who the fuck cares about this thing? It's just some shitty axe. And he's like, no, actually, the blade is vibranium. Even though the handle is completely not Wakandan, the vibranium part, that's what we care about.
The handle's just plastic. We don't give a shit about that.
They get attacked by a mysterious figure who blows up their tank or whatever, and they fight a little bit, and finally she's like, okay, can you just fucking chill?
Everybody stop.
Yeah, speaks in perfect Wakandan, and they're like, holy shit, you're Wakandan.
Wait, hold
She's
on
like,
a second.
Yes, you dumbasses. Here, let me just grab your head for a second and show you what's going on.
I'm gonna Vulcan mind meld you. That way you understand.
I'm from a really shitty future where some aliens invaded and took over basically the entire planet before we Wakandans decided we wanted to do anything about it. So now, we did some timey-wimey stuff and figured out that the exact moment when our timeline went to shit is when your dumbass stole that vibranium axe, so I need you to put it back exactly where it was. Yeah. It is vitally important that it gets back exactly where you found it.
Yeah, this is the one artifact that you guys can't have. Like, you got to let this just be out there. And they're like, but that is against literally everything we do. And she's like, well, you're going to have to get over that.
Guess what? I'm the queen from the future. Do what I fucking say.
The last Black Panther.
Yes.
Also, which I think is also the name of the episode.
Maybe.
So... some of her time technology messes up, and she
gets pulled back.
Yeah, she gets pulled out.
Shitty future.
And so they basically have to take it on faith that she's not just bullshitting them.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair for them,
she did just kick their asses, show them a very convincing vision of the future, and then just fucking disappear.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't know what to think about that either.
Also, she establishes her bona fides by saying, actually, the queen is pregnant with a daughter right now, and the prince is like, actually, yes, that is true.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's put it back.
Yeah. So they go back to the active war zone and put it back. And we cut to this visions of the future where the queen is fighting with her Dora Milaje against the aliens, and
they're not doing too well. It's looking pretty bleak.
But the axe gets back. The two bros get back, and they're like, okay, so we definitely failed our mission, and that sucked. But also we saved the future. So who really lost here? And they're like, okay, so I guess no one will ever really know what we did, but at least the prince gets to be a war dog, and it would be really cool to see exactly what happens with that axe and why it was so important. Cut to Killmonger seeing this exact same axe in the British Museum from the Black Panther movie.
Yes, it was a really neat tie-in. I thought it was pretty cool. And again, this is one of those things where I didn't realize this show even existed. I certainly didn't know it was coming. So
I think I remembered hearing that it was going to exist at some point a couple months ago, but I was extremely surprised that it just showed up.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like it.
Good. We will also be the other thing is aside from this is that we're kind of entering this dry spell for Star Wars stuff. So the other site we'll have time to look at other sci-fi stuff that we enjoy. And one of them will definitely be Alien Earth that comes out in a week, which has insanely positive reviews so far. Which I'm really excited about. It's an FX show, and those shows lately have been pretty bangers. The Bear, Shogun, I think, was an FX thing. There've been a couple of others that they're doing some really cool shows, and they're doing a show
Alien show.
in the Alien verse that looks really good. So all right,
We're gonna pull things out of the box.
yeah. So before we do, if you follow our gaming streams, or Gungans and Dragons is a guy that we play with, who probably has more sense than we have right now, and is fleeing the country because of
Which
the current
honestly good
political
for you.
climate. Yeah. And is moving to the UK, but
Can't bring all the shit with him because it's just too much.
Shit with him. Yeah. So
So he's like, "Hey, you want this stuff?" And Daniel's like, "Yes, I do want."
yeah,
some of
fuck
that
it, it's Star Wars. Yeah, it's great. So like I said, if you probably know Richard if you follow the gaming streams, and he's also the Gungan master for our weekly tabletop RPG as well. So he sent me a giant box of assorted goodies that we're gonna pull out. While you're looking at this on YouTube, I'll probably shoot some B-roll of just like some of the items, because like these Burger King toys, we're not going to take every one of these out here separately. So why don't you pull something out, and then I'll pull something out. We'll talk about it.
It's Yoda.
Yes. Okay, so I remember seeing this on TV somewhere. In fact, there's a really famous video of someone's dog having a fight with this, because he like flips around and stuff. Once I figure out how he works, and he's like his ears are rubber, and it's like I'm gonna try to recreate that with my dogs, because I'm sure they would just think that was the
Brecker
funniest
would
shit in
go
the world.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, he would probably be scared of it, actually. And I think Jack would ignore it. Actually, now that I think about it, it would. Yeah. So Yoda with a lightsaber. He also has a little cane as well, if you want to show him in his more peaceful stance.
Adventure of Jedi craves not these.
This
things.
is pretty cool. And so one of the things that he sent me, I left upstairs because it's like 100 pounds. But this is the definitive collection of Star Wars laser discs.
Yeah, the original trilogy.
Yes, and now the problem was that I was like, hell yeah, I'll take your fucking laser discs, but I don't have a laser disc player.
He's like, well,
yeah,
can I interest you in a laser disc?
Yeah, so
player?
he just sent us a laser disc. As a result, this box was like 900 pounds when I got here today. And inside, he also included a signed photograph of John Boyega from Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
That's fun.
So I'll probably have that framed and put up somewhere as well. Also, a lot of this shit's going to go on our podcast set once John figures out, because we have a set designer who is my partner who will figure it out. Which, by the way, he also put a few Star Wars or Star Trek things in there for him. So like there was like a Picard bobblehead and like a like in universe Picard memoir like novel and like a couple of other things. What do you got here?
Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, this is the Power of the Force, right? Yeah, Power of the Force line. Which I had a bunch of these when I was a kid, and these you can always tell, like the OG ones, because they've got these slideshow frames that came with them. And when I was a kid, one of my prized possessions was a gift from one of my cousins. It was from this line that was a Han Solo in his Endor duster jacket, like the camouflage duster jacket thing. So I don't have many of these 3.5 inch action figures, because most of mine here are the Black Series ones.
Yeah, they're bigger.
So I don't have a ton of these, which is kind of cool. I'll do these both at the same time. That's how to speak Wookiee, which is
children's.
Yeah,
book?
it's a children's book with some. And then this is the Return of the Jedi radio dramatization, which I've listened to before, and they're kind of a hoot actually, because they redid the script to do a radio play of it, and they had some returning actors, obviously Anthony Daniels does 3PO because he does 3PO everywhere. Yes. And it's really cool.
Anthony Daniels will do 3PO for literally just call him up, say, hey, Anthony Daniels, can you do C3PO in this project? We'll give you $3.50 and a cheese cracker. And he's like, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, I love cheese crackers. So I think these are all on YouTube. The radio dramatizations. You should listen to them. They're really fun. They're a lot of fun. What else we got in there? Take out at least one or two of those Burger King things.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, we're not gonna do all of these because it really is like a whole set of these. But
Yeah, there's a little Jawa.
yes, these are the. I think these were released when they were doing their.
Sort of in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, the media run for Star Wars Episode 3,
Yeah,
which
a
are all
little Wookiee that may or may not be Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a bandolier.
Super battle droid.
This one's a clone trooper.
What is?
This is Vader's TIE Advanced. It looks like.
It's a lizard thingy.
Oh, that's a Varactyl. That's the thing that
Huh.
Obi-Wan rides on Episode 3.
Cool.
The thing that makes that ridiculous noise.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, when I put this on YouTube, I'll have some B-roll of these like on the table. That way you can actually see.
Let's see what else we got here.
There is that's Palpatine. A Vader.
Bust.
Yeah, Vader. It's a bank.
Oh.
It's like a coin bank,
Okay.
and it has a lightsaber blade that kind of like goes into his handle there, which is perfect for like somewhere on the shelf here. And then you want to pull this. I think. Oh, here, I'll put this. There's a pin from Galaxy's Edge, which no shit.
Oh.
I can't believe this. And this is more of a commentary on Disney than it is, or a Disney World than it is on Richard.
Mm-hmm.
But guess how much this pin would cost you?
$50.
No, that's ridiculous. But it is 15. It's a $16 pin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $16 years ago, so it's probably closer to 50 now.
So, well, no, it's Galaxy's Edge, so it wouldn't have been that long ago.
Eh.
The new Star Wars park at Disney. Or newish, I guess,
Yeah.
not that new anymore. And then this is a Micro Machines, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Micro Machines.
Is that
The
it's
Virago, right?
Yes.
Prince Shizor's
Mm-hmm.
ship. That is what it's called, right? Yeah, the Virago. I built a model kit of these once, of the ship once, and it's pretty neat.
All
right, and the
moment you've all been waiting for.
yeah, I guess the
It's your boy, Darth Vader.
this giant fucking Darth Vader
He's
figure.
gotta be like 2 feet tall or
Yeah,
something.
he's big.
He's a big boy.
I have no idea where I'm gonna put him. It might be in the corner over here. I might build like a little thing for him to stand on over
Yeah.
here. But yeah.
Yeah, he's got his choking hand.
Yep. And then I don't know, his fisting hand over here probably.
I don't think that comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we got this as well. Huge thank you to Richard, obviously.
Yeah.
Who had to get rid of all this shit. I can't imagine the stress that would be involved in moving to a different country. So anyway, that's the end of our show. We'll be back not next week because I have a gig on Wednesday, but at some point next week we'll be back. So come and join us. We'll probably do another Star Wars story time, Alien Earth, Star Wars news.